friends. Welcome back for day 2 of math. We're going to need our volume 2 math book, and we're going to keep talking about that word we talked about yesterday. Do you remember what it was? Capacity or liquid volume, right? And we mainly were measuring in what? Do you remember? Let me get it. Liters, right? So today we're going to dig in deeper to actually figure out, we're not going to do any more estimating. We're going to learn how do you actually measure capacity, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can watch our video, and then we'll get practicing. All right, here we go. Oh, and sometimes it does not make the sound. One more time so you can hear it.
How do you measure capacity? Let's find out. Eric is cleaning his fishbowl and wants to know how much water he needs to refill the fishbowl. How can he find the capacity of the fishbowl? Eric needs to be precise to measure the capacity of the fishbowl. Pour from the filled fishbowl into the 1-liter container. Empty the container and repeat until the fishbowl is empty. Why is it important to fill the container each time all the way to the 1-liter mark?
All right, well, think about that. Why does that make sense? Why do you need to make sure you fill it at the 1-liter mark? Well, you want to be consistent, right? You want to have that accurate measurement. So if you're doing them all uneven, you don't have an in-your-face measurement, right? So you want to be consistent and accurate.
Unless the container is filled all the way to the 1-liter mark, you cannot accurately measure the capacity of the fishbowl. The 1-liter container was filled 5 times. As you work, it is helpful to keep a record of the measurements made. So, the capacity of the fishbowl is 5 liters. What other containers might have a capacity of 5 liters?
Think about around your house, maybe in the kitchen. What might have a capacity of 5 of these? Maybe like a big pot that mom and dad might boil noodles in, a really big pot. What else? Can you think of any other items? All right, let's check and see.
Some containers that might have a 5-liter capacity are a bucket, a large kitchen pot, or a watering can. Now you know how to measure capacity.
All right, so you should feel pretty good about measuring capacity. So let's get to it. Go ahead and make sure you've got that volume 2 math book. And while I'm sharing my screen with you, you are turning to page 551. 551. Now, it's really important that we're following along today. And at the end of our lesson, if we feel like we might need a little bit extra practice, it is up to you. You can use the additional practice book page, and I'll let you know that page number. But at the very end of everything, you're going to have to take a quick check today on Sabas. That's going to check your understanding of capacity, okay? But I'll remind you of all of that in a little bit. And of course, it's always on the page on Schoology. All right, so let's go ahead. We're on 551. And let's go ahead and let's look at question number 1. Okay, what is the capacity of 2 pots like this one? Okay, so let's see. Let's look at this one. So the capacity of this pot is, well, let's look before they do tell us, but let's look. If we look at our measuring cup, we've got, if you fill this whole thing up, that's 1 liter plus another whole liter plus back to our fraction time machines, that's half, right? So 1 plus 1 plus half equals 2.5. Well, they want to know what's the capacity of 2 of these pots. We're going to have to do a little adding. What's 2.5 plus 2.5? Okay, well, I know 2 plus 2 equals what? 4. And then if you have a half, if I split this in half, I have a half, and then another half, that equals what? It equals 1 whole, right? So 4 plus 1 equals what? 5. 5 what, though? Do not forget to include liters. And we can just abbreviate by putting in L, okay? All right, let's go ahead and look at number 2. Find a container that you think holds less than a liter. All right, you don't have to go search for one, but let's think back to our kitchen. What's something small that you would think would hold less than a liter? Well, let's think about yesterday. A cereal bowl, right? Just like a regular cup or a regular glass. Maybe a spoon. Those all would hold less than a liter. Okay? All right, so now on to actually measuring our capacity. So you have to really pay attention, friends, especially on this quick check today, because each cup is not going to always be exactly the same. Now, this one we know, when you fill up the whole cup, it's a liter, right? Each one of these marks, we know this is half and then another half, right? The little lines represent numbers, okay? But this one's pretty easy because what do we notice? They're filled all the way up to the top. So this is 1 liter plus 1 liter plus 1 liter plus 1 liter. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals what? 4 liters, right? All right, now we've got this one. Pay attention to the numbers. So we've got half of a liter and a liter, right? So we know this one's filled all the way up to the top. So that's like saying 1 liter plus, and it's at the halfway mark. So what's 1 plus a half? Well, 1.5 liters, right? Those ones should be pretty easy for you. But then let's look down here at these ones. Okay, I'm going to unzoom a little bit. It's kind of big. All right, if we look at number 5, oh, now the halfway mark is not a half. The halfway mark is 5. So now we really have to think about these little lines. Let's look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each line stands for 1 liter. Halfway is 5 liters. All the way up to the top is how many? 10 liters. Okay, so we know this one's filled all the way up to the top, so we can say 10. But then if we look here, we're going to have to do some counting here. It's not all the way up to the 10, but it's past the 5. So we can start where it kind of gives us our number. We're at 5, and then let's keep counting. We've got, that's small for me, 6, 7, 8. So 10 plus 8, which you should be able to add quickly. Go ahead and write it down. How many liters are these 2 cups? 18 liters. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at number 6. Pay attention. These cups are not the same as these cups. We've got halfway is 10 and then 20. Okay, so don't tell me 3 liters. So we've got 20 plus 20 plus 20. What's 20 plus 20 plus 20? Well, 2, 4, 6, add our super zero, 60 liters. Okay, guys? All right, let's look at number 7, always paying attention. Oh, this one's like the one we did before. We've got 5 is halfway and then 10. So we know each one of these little tick marks stands for 1, right? Okay, well, this one's filled all the way up. So we know we've got 10 plus another full one of 10. Oh, look at this one. It is not quite at the 5. It looks like it's 1 below. So if we count our marks, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 plus 10 plus 4, which equals what? How many liters? Go ahead and write it down. You should have gotten 24 liters. Okay, so on your quick check on that little quiz today, guys, really pay attention to what each cup represents, okay? And really think about what the lines stand for. All right, let's flip it over. There are going to be some hello, nice and big, some word problems. So let's go ahead and do number 8. Okay. Lawrence manufactures jam. He makes 200 liters of grape jam. And, box that baby. What's and mean? I should be able to hear you all the way if I was in China. You should be telling me and means what? Adding, right? So he has 200 liters of grape jam and 350 liters of strawberry jam. He then sells, when you sell something, you're getting rid of it. So we know we're going to have to add. Then, guys, we have a 2-step problem here. Then we're going to have to subtract what? 135 liters. How much jam does Lawrence have left? All right, so step 1, we are adding. Because we saw and, we've got 200 plus 350. Go ahead and solve that now. All right, we know 0 plus 0 equals 0. 0 plus 5 equals 5. And 2 plus 3 also equals 5. So right now, Lawrence has 550 liters of jam. 550 of these. Wow, that's a lot of jam. But then he sells how much? 135. So what's that? What's step number 2 going to look like? Well, we started with this, and we are subtracting. Go ahead and solve that for me. All right, you should have an answer. 0 minus 5. If you have 0, can you take away 5? There's more on the floor here. We've got to go next door and get 10 more. The 5 turns into a 4, and the 0 turns into that 10. Okay, so then 10 minus 5 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1, and 5 minus 1 is 4. You should have gotten 415 liters. Did you get that right? You did. Here's your brain. Woo woo. If not, you need to be practicing your subtraction. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to do 2 more before I send you off. Guys, this is exactly like your quick check. We're just flipping around numbers, okay? So number 12 is a little tricky. You really got to think about this one. Emma prepares 72 liters of punch for an event. Okay, so we know all together she's got 72 liters. She pours all of the punch equally into the pitchers on 9 different tables. If there are 4 pitchers on each table, how many liters of punch are in each pitcher? All right, well, let's kind of think about this. We know that she made 72 liters of juice or punch. So that's going to be like our total amount, okay? She poured the punch equally into the pitchers on 9 tables. So she had 9 tables. Each table, do you remember what each stands for? What does each stand for? Multiplication. Each table has how many pitchers? 4, right? So what is 9 times 4? You should be able to say it so quickly. 9 times 4 is what? 36. But we've got to get to 72. So how many liters of punch are in each pitcher? Well, it's not just 1, because if it was 1 liter, then it would be 36. We've got to get to 72. All right, well, we know it's got to be more than 1 liter. So what if we added, let's just add until we get up to 72. So we were at 36. Let's add another 36. What's 6 plus 6? 12, right? Put down the 2, carry the 1. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. Are we at 72 liters now? Yes. So it wasn't 1 liter. It was how many liters? 2 liters. So each table had those 4 pitchers. Each pitcher was 2 liters. Okay, guys? All right, last one. So guys, this is going to be like one on your quiz today. Last one. Use the picture of the water jugs to find the amount of water the team drank during soccer practice. All right. Before it was filled up to what? 15, right? 15 liters. But it wants to know how much. They want to know how much the team drank. Oh my goodness. Now all of this is gone and this is left. So if we start right here where it's left off at, and we just count up, what's our answer? We kind of also have to think about, what do these tick marks represent? Well, this is 5. Let's see. So would it be 1? 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like each tick mark stands for 1 liter. So if we started at 15, we go all the way down to here. What are we going to get? Counting by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? 7 liters. Guys, all right, if you are feeling unsure about this and you want to do a little bit more practice in your additional practice book, let me grab it. Nope. You know what? Oh, here it is. In your additional practice book, you can turn to page 179. Remember, that's also written down in Schoology. And I'll share it with you again. 179 in your additional practice book. If you feel like you need a little bit of extra practice before your quiz, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do the front. Go ahead and do the back. Okay? And then when you are and you feel super confident about measuring what capacity, you are going to log on to the Savas tile and take the quick check for 14-5. All right, friends, good luck. Bye.